Hello, this is a short video for parents of the class of 2026, our current year 8s, about a parent information evening. This is a summary of the event which took place last week. My name is Gavin Thomas. I'm assistant head teacher and raising standards lead here at Penrice, and I led the evening along with a couple of members from my team, where we talked about some key information that we thought would be really useful for parents to have going through year 8 and beyond here at Penrice. We did include an information pack at the event. Students that weren't there, parents that weren't there, the students will receive that information pack during tutor time, which will have all this information in, which is linked to this video. So look out for that in bags as students coming home in the near future. One of the things was a fridge magnet, because we felt that this kind of summed up our keys to success here at Penrice. So the 3 B's: be here, be ready, and be Team Penrice. I'm going to talk mainly about the first two in this video. I'll talk briefly now about being Team Penrice. That's just us saying that, you know, students have been here for just over a year now, and it's been great to see over the last year how they've taken part in so much Penrice Plus, sporting activities, creative activities. It's not too late to start. So if you're a student or parent of a student who hasn't been doing any of those activities, it's not too late to get involved, and you can always sign up, and please do contact us here at Penrice if you've got a child who would like to get a little bit more involved. One of the other documents that was given out on the night was a curriculum map. So this tracks all of your child's subjects for year 8, not in great detail. You'll see there's a QR code in the corner there, and if you scan onto that QR code, that will direct you to our website, where there is detailed information about all the different things your child will be learning during year 8. But that's an overview of all the subjects and what they're learning during each term. Now that's this year's curriculum. One of the main things people look forward to in year 8 is options. And whilst this evening wasn't about options in the main, it was an opportunity for us to just give you a brief overview of what we're thinking in terms of options this year. So you've got it in your mind ready for May of year 8, which is when we do the formal process of options. So Mr. Parry came and talked about this aspect, and he talked about the journey through education so far, and how, you know, when you start school and go through primary school, there isn't any choice to what you do. You have your set curriculums that you follow. In year 7, you have a tiny bit of choice, in the sense that when you arrive at Penrice, you get to choose whether you study French or Spanish. But then in year 9, that's when we start to have more choice with our GCSE options. And then obviously that goes beyond life, beyond Penrice, when you end up doing your GCSEs. And that to a great extent is your choice, providing all the other steps before that go well. You work hard, you know, you don't limit your options. You have that free choice to go and study whatever course you want to do, in whatever subject, whatever style of course, and that's a really exciting thing. But as year 8s, we are here, and for the first time really we're making some decisions for next year. So to give you an idea, these were the subjects which were available last year. Things do change year on year, so we're not saying that this is exactly how it will be this year, but there are some changes, some small changes from year to year, but this gives you a really good idea of what it will be like when it comes to choose options later in year 8. You can see the range of subjects there. Key message from us really is, you give your best in every subject. Don't start to think at this point, oh, I think this will be the option I choose, so these are the subjects I'm going to work hard in. Work hard in every subject, and Mr. Parry went through really clearly about why that is. You know, when you work hard, you gain more success. If you gain success, you enjoy subjects, you're more likely to want to carry on with them. So don't limit yourself by not giving your best in every subject. The other point he made is, we can't guarantee that all subjects that students want to do, they will get. We get the majority of our students their top choices, but we can never guarantee that, just the way that timetables work and places on courses. So our key message really during year 8 is, give your best in every subject. Final thing to know with options, year 9 is about enrichment. You will still continue to study core subjects, those core subjects being your maths, English, science, humanities, both geography and history, the language that you've chosen, your core PE subjects and class. And then that's complemented by the 3 additional option subjects. Then as you go through from year 9 into year 10, you start the formal qualification process and those 3 option subjects become 2. Finally, saving that date for options, that's Thursday, 4th of May 2023. That's when we'll invite you in and go through information in detail about the options process. So the next stage is about homework. We've made some developments to homework this year. Hopefully by this point you're familiar with the Satchel One app. If not, please do contact us and make sure you've had the opportunity as parents to download that app and you can keep track of your child's homework. That's the home screen on that, and that leads you to see the list of homework that your child has from day to day, from week to week. And as parents, we're never expecting for you to have the subject knowledge to be able to support students with their homework. That's not what we do as parents. What we can do is to just help keep students organised, make sure they're keeping on top of it, they're not having lots of homework to hand in for the following day. It's worth noting that the ticking off of homework, students do that themselves and they can do that whether they've completed or not. So it's always worth checking to see exactly what they've done for their homework so we can check the quality of that. When you go on to any specific task, so this is an example of a geography quiz that was set, and this student has completed this quiz once and got 56%. So as a parent, another thing we can do there, you can see on the information it says you have 3 attempts on this. So if the child can be encouraged to take that second, maybe even third attempt to really up that percentage, do their best on that homework, that's how we can really support at home and get the most from homework with our child. Just one of the bits I think is worth noting on the Satchel One app is the timetable. So to keep your son or daughter organised, things like PE kit, etc., you can always look ahead and see what lessons they have from day to day. Homework is really important to us and we want to support our students. We want students who are disciplined and proactive in their learning, take a scholarly approach. The end goal really is for them to want to do their homework, not just doing it because it has been set, but understanding that this really helps their learning and helps them achieve the best they can in all of their subjects. In the short term, it's about creating habits, good habits, and to support that, one thing that we do as a school is we open up a room each evening from Monday to Thursday from 3 to 4. That's CS3, one of the computer rooms, where students can come in, either just as a quiet space to do their homework, or if they need some support, we do have staff available who can support them with their homework. That's available to all students Monday to Thursday, 3 till 4 o'clock. Students receive a homework timetable. You'll have that in the pack. The one thing I wanted to mention on that, you'll notice that some days students will be getting multiple homeworks, and that can be quite daunting. So that's, again, as parents, we can make sure we're not expecting that all students do the homework in this example on that Tuesday. That's when it's set. But if students can keep on top of their homework and do bits of homework each night, and we can help support them with that, then they're never getting to a stage where they've got loads to do for the next day. Homework's important to us, and with that in mind, we expect it to be completed and handed in and to a required standard. When it's not, we do have homework points that we allocate. This is separate to our behaviour point system, but we do allocate these points, and if a student receives 5 or more points, we will ask them to come in during a break, firstly to catch up on some of their homework, but also to have that conversation and find out if there's any issues preventing them from doing homework and see if there's anything that we can do to support students. Hopefully students don't get to that, but if they do, or if they get to 10 points, we would ask them to stay then behind for an hour after school, a bit more time once again to complete homeworks with members of the leadership team, and again we can have those conversations to see how we can support them with that. Final part B ready I'm going to talk about is engagement in lessons. So when students come into lessons and we take the register, we mark them in, and at the end of the lesson we actually give them a score from 1 to 5, with anything from 1 support required to 5 exceptional, and we're talking about engagement in lessons. Now this isn't about being the loudest in lessons or having your hand up the most, this is about thinking hard in lesson, working hard, showing us through the dialogue that we have, the way you are working, the answers you are giving, both verbally and in your books, that you're really focused on that lesson and you're thinking about different elements of that lesson. And the way we use that information is, you can see here we have a bit of a report, a made-up report for a student with all of their subjects, their average scores at the end of a half term. And that's going to form part of the report that we're going to be giving out half termly now for all of our students. The report will start with an overview. So again, this is an example of a student, things like attendance, merits, behaviour points, their overall ready to learn grade, the average of all those subjects combined, then any missed homework and amount of enrichment, number of times they're staying behind after school. So that gives you an overview as a parent of how your child is doing in each of those areas. We also have information on merits and behaviour points and how that is compared to the rest of the year group. And then importantly, I talked our 3 Bs. Our first B of being here. We have the B here, their attendance figures, saying what we see as good attendance, as exceptional attendance, where your child is for this half term, for the year so far. And we know that sometimes students miss school and sometimes students are ill. And this is about making sure those days where we can be in, we are in. And because there is a proven link between success in terms of academic outcomes and how much you're here. So we want to make sure we all do our bit to be here whenever we can be. So that was a brief summary of the information evening. I hope you found that useful, and as ever, if you have any queries, please do get in contact. Thank you.